Yo guys, what's going on? Happy holiday Monday. I guess this is a long weekend. I think people get off today, right? We'll find out. Good to have you guys here. I wanted to squeeze in a live stream. I did take a trade. Actually didn't even know it filled until a few hours ago. I opened up Phemex and was like, oh crap, I filled, sweet. So we're currently in a short. We're gonna take a look at that trade here first. Then we're gonna jump into the charts, see what's moving. See what you guys are looking at. If you're here, we had 100 viewing. I was saying 60. I don't know. If you're here, put something in the chat. Just say hello. Let us know you're here. Vote in the poll. If you haven't hit the poll, we're just seeing. What do you think first? 17K, 25K. Both are good guesses. Nobody knows. Let's see. Smash the likes and subscribes. Let's get this. Let's get the stream going. It's good to be back. I'm going to be at NYT NFC tomorrow. That's why I wanted to get the stream in. I don't know how many days I'm staying. It is the last day of the thing, but there's a lot going on this week. Probably just a day or two. But I wanted to make sure I didn't leave you guys high and dry as we go into this new week. So we'll look at the trades. I set this a long time ago. If you actually go back to our previous streams, you'll probably see these set as limit orders. I had a short position for 100 contracts at 21,600. I had another one sitting a little higher, 22.7. At the moment, this trade's looking pretty fire. As I said, didn't even know this filled. So surprise to me as well. Trade's currently up 31%. Price did trade a little higher up into 21.6, but this was a pretty good snipe. We're trading on Phemex. Shout out to our sponsors. This channel is brought to you by Phemex and Market Cipher. Use my links. They're above. They're in the chat and their video description below. Use them. They are top tier. I use them personally. I'm not going to shill too much. Use my promo code CROWN. If you sign up for Market Cipher, you'll get a discount. Cool. Moving on. Moving on. Good to have you guys here. Trade's doing pretty good. Something that is concerning me while I'm in this trade, despite being in the right direction, at least for now. On Phemex, we see funding. Negative 0.262. That means we're paying to stay open. I don't love paying to stay open. I like to be paid. I like to be on the other side of the trade against kind of the FOMO orders. So that's making me a little uncomfortable. We're going to look here. Let's check in on, I just typed in BYBT, Coin Glass. Let's just call it Coin Glass. They rebranded. Let's take a look and see what other exchanges are doing. Not that much of a change. That's why we haven't streamed in the last day or two. There really wasn't a lot going on. The weekly close we'll definitely take a look at here in a second. But we can see even just by this, just by looking at funding, not a lot's going on. Pretty much where we left it. We're seeing Binance just underneath the neutral funding. BitMEX, OKX, Bybit, FTX, Darebit, BetGet, everything. Even CoinEx, the weirdo CoinEx, the one I've never used, which is usually weirdly in the other direction of the markets, also negative funding. Not the best. These fundings aren't the deepest. And we do see our predicted rates coming up, meaning people are going long. And that's going to likely bring down funding for us, and we're going to be paying less to stay open. So if these drop in the next funding round, which should be... might have just happened actually. Been at 4 hours. Okay. If we see these fundings go more towards positive, that'll be a good sign. If they drop deeper into negative, I may look to close this position and take whatever profit I have off the table, as I don't want to pay to stay open. But we do see it's almost tradable. None of this is financial advice, by the way. I'm just talking kind of what comes to my mind while I'm trading, while I'm doing TA. But a lot of the time, it's almost tradable to see these fundings and go against them. When funding gets very heavily negative, we tend to see rallies, and when it gets very, very positive, we tend to see sell-offs. It's a little counterintuitive, but I think everyone can kind of side with market makers looking to wreck people, and they're oh so good at wrecking people. Who's in the chat? Golf, Digital Real Estate. What's up, man? Good to see you again. It's been a bit. Bitcoin and Bong Rips, one of the best names in the history of names. Welcome, my friend. Spoiled Beans, my man Tanner. Peter Mighty. SNX, we could probably take a look at SNX. I did notice SNX had a crazy funding rate on Phemex the other day. I'll pull this up right here, see if it's still true. All right, that's come down substantially. Wait, that's come down substantially. Let's see this daily. Wow, that would have been an amazing short. We saw SNX USD perp on Phemex. This might not be true. We'll look at CoinGlass. Was negative like 0.25, meaning every day you'd be making almost 1% just for having a position open. I wonder if that's true. Whoa. wonder if that's true here. That's not what I meant to do. Oops. Hope I didn't just like dox myself. No, I don't think there's nothing doxing in this computer. Let's see. They're negative, but they're not quite reflective of Phemex. Honestly, I would say that Phemex likely just doesn't have a super liquid USD SNX perp. Turnover looks like 15 million in the last 24 hours, actually higher than I would have expected. So actually not quite as low as it could have been. Maybe just due to illiquidity, but funding is low, and we did see a nice little rally. I think people were kind of FOMO shorting into SNX's rally. We'll take a look at SNX, and I'll pull up a chart. We're going to have to do a little TA first, but I'll pull up the SNX so we can take a peek just for Mr. Bitter. What's up, J-Bomb, NFB Form, Alex S. Marky Mark, my man, helping me with the thumbnail. I don't know what happened. Hopefully no one else sees this. But the thumbnail, for some reason, even though, this is June 2022, even though it was not set to it, for some reason had the old one that we used the day Biden did his little speech, and it had like the Biden thumbnail. I have no idea why. It wasn't showing me on my end, it wasn't showing me that, but when I went to my channel, it was showing me that. It's very strange. All right, we'll do a little SNX dump in just a minute. We'll jump into that. We'll take a look. Let's see what coins are moving today. I noticed BNB rebranded, or they changed their logo. You see that right here, BNB. You probably can't see it, it's tiny, but they changed their logo. Not really relevant, just interesting. Something to note. In the last 24 hours, what's been moving? Shiba! Oh, boys, let's pull up Shiba. We're not going to jump into it unless it looks perfect off the bat. But we had a pretty spicy... We had a little spicy support level. We'll look at Shiba then, but... Little support level. Now we have a nice candle. Sweet. Waves is up. Interesting. Waves actually is, I don't know if they're a sponsor of NFT NYC, but I know that they're there. I'm going to be attending something they're putting on. Something they're putting on while I'm there. We'll take a look at Waves maybe. It looks, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of altcoins basically move down to like a major support and bounce, and they haven't broken previous highs. So these aren't really getting excited moments, but hey, I mean, a little bounce is better than just down. But that seems to be at least where we are here with Waves in a very, very, I don't know, glancing, quick look. I don't know what Titan is. We're probably not going to look at Titan. That market cap is $500 million, which is silly, but that's not very big. Zill with an interesting flag here in the last 7 days. Cell token, might as well look at Cell. Highly recommend staying away from Cell. Not financial advice, but with what's going on, there's just too much uncertainty. If you can't prevent yourself from doing it, I don't know, at least do it responsibly. Look, don't use leverage. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not touching Cell. There you go. That's all you need to know. I'm not going with it. I'm not going near it with your money. Womp. Zill never retraced. That's sad. I'm gonna make a copy. Let's do Zill. June 2022. Okay. We'll make a copy. That's too much on the screen. We don't want to hide our losses, so we'll keep that on the chart. But we do want to be able to see our chart at all. So let's do that. What else do we want to take a look at today? AAVE is up. We're seeing kind of like a 10%-ish across the market. Looks like bounce. And that's really trickling down to almost everything. The question is going to be, what are the big losers today? Big losers looking like Cello, and that's only a 2% loss in the last 24 hours. That's not super interesting in of itself, but what I definitely want to look at Ape too. But what might be interesting, since we're seeing kind of a total market bounce, maybe total crypto market cap is going to have some secrets for us. Whew, that's ugly. That is ugly. We should probably make a new one of these too, but we'll do that later. Whew, okay, where to start? With the corn. Start with the corn. Is that what you guys want to do? If you want to start with the corn, smash the like button. If you don't want to start with the corn, smash the like button anyway. That's right. That's right. Let's get some engagement going. Vote in the poll. Subscribe. We haven't had anyone take the subscriber virginity. We've had 0 new subscribers today. You could be the first. If you subscribe while we're live, not only will you help the channel or help this stream get visibility on YouTube, I'll shout you out. Only one person can be first. That's right. That's right. Okay, let's rock and roll. Let's see. Pull up the chat so I can see you guys and what you're talking about. Dr. Crypto. No problem, Peter. What's the TP on a soul short? I have no idea. Is Bitcoin dumping? I wouldn't jump to it's dumping yet. Yeah, today is still a green candle. Let's zoom out. I'm going to say this is a pretty nice pattern. This is a nice structure. That can be a bottoming structure here with kind of consolidation, a drop, consolidation, a drop, then a recovery, consolidation. We could see something like this play out, but that's kind of jumping the gun here. So let's zoom out, get a better image. I do dig this. I dig this. So we have 9 days left in this month, and what a hellish month it's been. You're going to start hearing about this from other people. We are almost always the first people to talk about this, and everyone eventually figures it out. We also only have 9 days left in the quarter. This is the second quarter of 2022. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, Q2, what are the odds of hitting 17K? I would have said none. I would have been wrong. But we definitely did. This quarterly candle, a little weird. We haven't really seen a candle on a quarterly paint like this. To me, that might suggest that into this close, as we've seen almost at the end of every single month for 9 months now, maybe more, price tends to kind of trade one way at the start of the month and the start of the quarter, and then into the quarterly close, we see kind of an unexpected move in the other direction. And you're welcome to disagree with me, but the chart shows it right here. Q4 last year, we traded very high, and into the close, if you go back and look, into the close of this quarter, a lot of that was given up in the last, I want to say, 48 hours. On the first quarter of this year, price traded lower into the quarterly close. It got bought back up, and we closed relatively where we were. It's pretty spicy, so it wouldn't blow me away. It wouldn't blow me away to see that happen here, but you can even tell visually it's going to take a lot. Even if this gets bought up, honestly, if it gets bought up, if it has a 50% gain in the next 9 days, and that's not what I'm saying is going to happen, but I'm using an example. Even if we had a 50% gain in the next 9 days, which is a lot, we would still only be at 30K, and we'd still be closing the quarterly down here, which is still pretty shitty. Yeah, we do deal the finest, highest grade hopium here. We are the hopium dealers for the masses, but yeah, we stay, we don't ignore reality at the same time. We need a little bit of both. There's plenty of FUD going on. We need a little bit of hopium at the same time just to balance things out. So looking at the monthly, 9 days to go with that quarterly. This is going to be a big close. Q3, I had big hopes about Q2. I guess my hopes were in the wrong direction. Q3, very likely to bring us some surprising price action. I think that's a pretty safe sell, as Q2 brought us very surprising price action. Maybe not for some, but in general, at the close of Q1, it was not looking super likely that we'd be seeing this low of a low. We saw that on the quarterly back there. We had a very tight trading range for the last 2 quarters. Very, very tight, with wicks kind of invalidating it. But this quarter looked to be to do similar. Maybe close in that little order box, order block, like 43 to 46K. That would have been pretty logical, as we'd seen that the last 2 quarters. This is quite a surprise, not a pleasant one, but it's quite a surprise. So I think Q3, I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, I hope it goes up. Don't know if that's the case. But it wouldn't surprise me to see Q3 start off with a bang. So let's go down to the week. This is, let's do a little recap. We had the longest string of red candles. We were on this green candle here, and I said, guys, I really hope it closes bullish engulfing or closes an even smaller red body candle. If it closes with a small green wick, this is going to be a bearish sign. We got the bearish sign, and in the last 2 weeks, we've dumped down pretty low. This June 13th was the lowest weekly close since December of 2020, when it closed at 19.1. Last week did close. I'm actually digging where it closed. This is nice to see that the weekly was brought up a little bit into the close of that week above previous all-time high, 19.8, 19.9. But something I'm still very much weary of, and this should be on everyone's radar, is we are not above the 200 weekly. I'm going to make this blue for you, actually. This blue moving average here, the 200 weekly moving average, historically, we've done this in the last few streams, not going to do it again. This has been a pretty strong entry We have seen price close below the 200 weekly. We've seen price trade below 200 weekly. But in general, in hindsight, these have been some pretty opportune times. The 200 weekly, if you look at BLX, also touched both of these lows. It was like this, something like that. It touched twice, didn't get touched until we came back to the bear market. So in general, have been solid entries. Is it today is the question. If we're going to kind of lean on history, it would say yes. But it's always in hindsight. We can't know for sure. I can say if you're starting to DCA today or in the last week or two, you're probably doing very well. This is like absolutely a good time to put, I said this in the last episode, to put together a plan, figure out your budget. I know it's not sexy. Figure out your budget. See if you have free money to invest. And if you do, it doesn't have to be crypto, but I think now is the time to start contributing to those 401ks, those Roth IRAs, and potentially even, potentially even into Bitcoin. Or I wouldn't say crypto in general, but I would say Bitcoin. Small timed buys, make a plan. If you can't afford it, that sucks. But you're going to be in a better position knowing that than investing money that you literally can't afford to lose because you don't have the income. I stand by that. We don't know when the bottom will be in. You never do until hindsight. But what we can say is, dang, this is down significantly from its high. If you were interested in buying up here and you're not interested in buying down here, you have been misled into how to be successful in investing. It's very easy to buy when price is up. It's very hard to buy when price is down, and you'd never guess which is more successful, right? All right, let's look at the weekly. This is true on the monthly as well. The weekly still at the lowest RSI. Last week closed with the lowest weekly RSI in Bitcoin's history ever. On the weekly, 26. Extremely oversold. That's true in the monthly. The monthly is closer to like 40, but that's the lowest reading it's ever had. Bitcoin is extremely oversold pretty much no matter how you look at it. That doesn't mean that the bottom is in. Being overbought does not mean the top is in. Being oversold does not mean the bottom is in. However, they can give you a tip-off on maybe what direction you should be looking. I'll leave it at that. Market Cipher is not looking super bullish for the week. Versus last time we've looked at this, we have a little bit of improvement here. I do like that we have a lower or a higher low right here on VWAP. Not quite as low as this previous trip here. That is a good signal at times. No, that's a good signal. That leans in the right direction. VWAP is looking to go back to positive. Money flow, though, not selling me. Not selling me. I don't like this. What we saw is the first maybe sign of weakness in this money flow. You can see it's a very steep gradient. It did have 1 week where it began to kind of move back up, give us a sign that maybe it wanted to roll over. We can see in this weekly, if it closes here, money flow has made a new low, and that's pretty damn bearish. There is a bunch of time left in this week. It's just Monday. So here's what we're going to look for this week. If we do see that my little theory here, that into the Q2 close, we're going to see some price action. If by the time this weekly closes on Sunday, we have buying, we see higher highs, check the weekly money flow. Check the weekly money flow. This has the potential to continue this out. All it needs is for price to close higher. If it closes right here, if we don't see any rally into this week, then we have a lower low on money flow locked in, and this is looking very ugly. But if we do get a little rally, I don't think the 200 weekly would be enough. I think we'd have to go higher than 22.5, perhaps back to previous support, and this would make sense from our analytical sense. We have this support that was tested. It held price for a while as it consolidated and dumped underneath. It would make sense to see price return there to test it as resistance. That's a pretty simple, reliable market dynamic. What was support typically gets tested as resistance. And that'd be at 25.3. I would guess that would be high enough. That would be high enough to really pull that money flow back up. So it would be interesting. It would be interesting to see this weekly at least test maybe this bullish engulfed line. That would be at 26.5. That might be too much to ask. If that did happen, I would expect it to sell off and close below 25.3. But even if that happens, things aren't really bullish. I think what I would need to see to change on a dime sentiment here would be for this weekly to close above 26.5 and hold it into the close. That could set up for some spicy upside, some spicy retracements, which we've pretty much been lacking. Really haven't seen any retracements lately throughout maybe this whole sell-off. It's been pretty wild. 31.7, man, wouldn't that be wild if this month closed green? That would be the biggest upset in history. I do not have high hopes. I do not think that's very likely. But that would be up at 31.8, 31.7. So you can see we have a lot in the way. Bitcoin is, like you said, overextended, it's oversold. We haven't seen big bounces. There really has been very little retracement. This is one of the most brutal sell-offs I think Bitcoin's ever seen. Typically, they're much faster and sharper. This has been slower, has almost no bounces. We've seen very little stop hunts on the short side. It wouldn't be surprising to see a strong recovery at some point and to see that get sold off. That's how we started. That's essentially how we started the bear market last time. We don't have it here. Things are a little different this time. It's weird to say, but the dynamics going on are very different. Just really quick, if we look at it, basically what happened in the last bear market was this, and we're not really seeing this. We haven't really seen this price action. This will never leave my memory. We had a high, kind of a double top. It wasn't a double top, it was a higher high. But we had a higher high that really sold off fast, all the way down to 10K. So it dropped 50%. This was one of the most like euphoric days I ever remember, because price hit 10K and went all the way back up, what, to 14, 15K by the... Ooh, just dropped my vape. By the time the daily closed, people were screaming capitulation. You can see the volume here was record setting. It might have been the highest volume ever on Coinbase. I think, nope, there was one day before, 2015. But this is lacking. We're lacking this in the sell-off now, because you can see what I was looking for happened then. We got that capitulation, we got some upside, but we had a lower high and that led us into the bear market. We haven't seen anything like that yet. Anything like that yet. And if you look at actually your fib retracement, right back to the golden pocket, never reached that deep retracement, never reached that 786 up here. So that's what I'm looking for. We just haven't seen anything like it. It's weird. It's weird. What this did was this really kept people this kept people bullish. This sell-off was spooky, but people were so used to buying the dip on the way up that it seemed like the smartest move ever. Price traded up to like 17.1, basically 17.2. That's kind of where we saw this bottom out, at least for the time being, knock on wood, before selling off, created a floor at like 6K over time, and then we broke down to 3K. So maybe it's a good thing that we aren't seeing price action like we did in the last bear market. I know everyone's sold on it being the bear market. We could easily be in a prolonged bear period. I'm just waiting for some kind of confirmation like that, some kind of fake capitulation, something where people get very bullish again and are able to kind of stay bullish while big whales institutions offload into the liquidity. We haven't really seen that. There's really been nothing to be bullish about other than this 69K high, which by all means is something people should have been bullish on. History would show that was a bad choice, but logically, yes. And then this one very weak bounce. This is it. So I'm waiting. Maybe that means we see downside. Maybe we see like 13.8, and then we move up. We see like a huge rally. Everyone's like, woo, back to the moon at 31K, and then it gets nuked. Totally possible. But for now, this is just weird. It's just not the price action we're used to in bear markets. I think that being said, this wasn't the price action we're used to in bull markets. So maybe the cycle's a little different this time. We had this nice strong run up. We had what would say the first bear trap. We had a high, and then it just became gibberish. We broke the low in January last year in the summer. Then we broke the high. Now we've broken the low again. And I don't know how to even look at this. Like what pattern could we even be looking at? Like, we were hoping for something like this, and the hope of that kind of died with that 25,000 break. I think if this pulls back up, as would be interesting into the end of the month, if this can pull back up, close back in this wedge, in this broadening wedge, maybe this pattern's still alive, but this touchdown here is pretty invalidating to like every pattern that we could have looked at. Interesting times. Spicy, interesting times. All right, let's do less macro. We'll do more micro. My OCD's hating that I didn't snap these. One sec. Let's do it just like this because it looks good. Dude. Something like that. That's so flat though. I have an idea. I'll do it this way. This is like cheater TA, but I just need to do this so I can move on. There we go. We're kind of fitting the chart. That's okay. It's okay to fit the chart when you're not really looking at anything. Don't do it when you're trying to trade, but when you're just kind of like looking at a macro like that, you can try to fit it, see what happens. All right, zoomed back in. Zoom back in. We're on the low time frames now. The long time frames, not much. Not really much signs. Actually, did we look at today? I'm sorry. We didn't. Ooh, okay. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for this. This is not bad, actually. I like what we're seeing here. This is the first, I will say, kind of bullish thing that we've seen. The daily, we've had 2 trips into this negative, into this selling momentum. That's reflected really clearly right here in money flow. Money flow dumped, just steady dump. We've seen this in other time frames. We did get a little bit of hope. We saw lower highs and higher lows on money flow. And then we saw it begin to trend back down. And this is where the danger was for me. I know I've talked about this in a few streams while we were waiting for this to play out. What I like here is that we didn't see, at least at the moment, we haven't seen that low broken in money flow. That could be a very positive sign, actually. We can see it already beginning to curl back down. Of course, it could do something like this, yes. But in general, when that high isn't broken on its attempt, we do tend to see it roll over. It's been in negative money flow since April. That's a few months. It's like 2 months. So to see it roll over would actually make a lot of sense to the chart. I like that we have this. I like that we have it. It failed on 2 fronts. It did actually succeed on VWAP, but it failed on momentum and it failed on money flow, at least for now. If it sells off today and tomorrow, whatever, we could definitely see this pulled back down. We can invalidate that. We're back to shitville. But for now, I think if it's trading above 19.9, it's on the right course. It's on the right course. Too early to get excited, though. Momentum could be on the 3rd day of waning, selling momentum. That's good as well. Actually, 4th day? Question mark? No. 3rd day with a close here. Let's look at our open, because we're going to be doing low time frame here. This is our open. There we go. 20,550. I don't love these higher highs here that are wicks with the higher lows. That is not a very pretty pattern, actually, unfortunately. Aaron Montel. Goblin Town, bro. This is freaking Goblin Town. Gobbly wobblies. I heard the Goblin people are in New York City right now. 12-hour, we have little local resistance here from the fall. Let's add that. 20,951. Okay. Let's go back to the 12 really quick. All right, 12-hour could be backing up what we were saying. Positive momentum. Sweet, sweet. Let's go down to like the 4. See, this is what gets me. This catches me, man. 4-hour looks like it wants to roll over, but you've got this lower high in momentum. VWAP's already moving back down. It looks like it at least wants to go for like a higher low here on the 4. I wish that looked a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. That would be nice. Okay, the 2 hours nice though. All right, a little confliction. We had a very, very brief positive money flow time on the 2 hour here. I do like this. We have higher highs. VWAP is pulling down. Man, that rolled over, but then immediately got sold off again. That's actually not great. Let's see. To me, the 2 hour is saying 20,500. Can trade down to there. If it does, it's going to need to see some recovery, or else it's going to get ugly. We're going to see that rejection of money flow moving to the positive side. That would be bad. That would be bad. It's already in like a pretty gentle or pretty fragile state. We have like, I don't even know. What is this, a wedge? A rising wedge? It's not the prettiest pattern. Not the princess pattern. That's what we're looking for. Where is my triangle? This is kind of how I see it. Something like this.
My name is Jason, not jacking. Jack and Jill went up a hill to catch a flopping groper floppity doodah zippity a groperoni happy birthday.
Well, thank you, man. How'd you know it was my birthday? I appreciate you, Jason. Not jacking. Jack and Jill, man. Thanks for the 20, dude. I'm glad that you are entertained by that voice. Makes me happy, man. Good to have you here. Thank you for the 20. Appreciate you. 6K when recession hit. Tom is numb. I don't know what. Only Tom trades a dead cat. What did Nini 12? What did? Are you just like making up gibberish? Like, what are you just spouting gibberish? We're literally in a short. It literally says short on the video, on the stream's title. I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's okay if you're salty, guys. You're allowed to be salty. Salty times. The world is uncertain. What's up, Chemo and Crypto? How you doing? Dumping just in time for payday. Well, that's a good way to look at it, man. Our short is thriving. 44%. 21,600 little snipey wipey. How do you get your brush tool not to have an arrow like that? I can show you. I'll show you. Good question, Scotty don't pee. Scotty doesn't know, actually. So if you go to your brush, just select your brush without the arrow, right? Draw a line, unselect your brush so you have the crosshairs, right? Just double click it, go to style, right there, normal, arrow. You can put arrow on both sides, put arrow on neither side. You could weirdly have an arrow on just the left side. I don't know. There you go. I don't know what background does. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at this. I didn't know I could do this. Well, I learned something new also. I'm not really sure what the point of that is, but I like the way it looks. I'm keeping it. I learned something new. What's up, Josh Diller? Josh Litter. Long on 2,400 worked out yesterday. Well done. Well done. That's pretty much the level I'm looking at here for the 2 hour. I don't want to see it move past there. Things looking bad. Happy birthday. Thank you, ME. Happy birthday. Here's your birthday card. Thank you, Keith Covey. Guys, it's not actually my birthday, by the way. Every day is my birthday. I just always say thank you. It was an inside joke a while ago, and then it kind of got lost. Where's Dallin? Dallin used to wish me happy birthday every day. 17K, nice little tandies. What time frame do I trade? Bigger the better. Bigger the better is honestly the way I feel. If I'm looking, how low will I go? Like, I'm not a huge scalp trader. In fact, most of these trades I take on stream are just like for entertainment. Shout out to Phemex. Like entertainment, because my trading style is much slower and more boring. But I would say the lowest time frame I would look at really and consider is like an hour, maybe an hourly time frame. Holy crap, we have a lot of viewers again. I bet we just have a lot of bots. If you're not a bot, put something in chat. Say hello. Let us know you're not a bot. If you are a bot, put something in chat and you prove you're a smart bot. What's up, Argia? Is it the end of the bounce? Is it the end of the bounce? I'll say it does not look good. Does not look good. No, I'm not seeing much. I don't really see any like bullish signs here. The problem with me saying it's the end of the bounce, it didn't really go anywhere. That's been the theme, though. We have not been seeing kind of the retracements we look for typically. Ooh, I like this. From 31.7 down to 17.5. That golden pocket, the 618. Right up there at 25.3. That was the previous support. That's actually some mathematical cleanness. And usually I would say that increases my confidence of 25.3 backtest. The problem is we just haven't been seeing these. Very typically, you see a fall and a retracement to the 618. Or in reverse, you see a rally and then a retracement back to the 618. But we just haven't been getting them. We've been getting like these little midget bounces. Like if you look at, let's see, this fall. Let's take it from like right here maybe. Like right there. If I can snap it. Boom. We fell, and I don't even know if I'd put it this way, but just for an example, we fell and we only really made it back to the 0.5. We never made it back to the 618. It's very unusual. Very consistently, markets trend back to their golden retrace, and during the sell-off, we haven't seen the relief. So it's hard to say, is this the end of the dead cat bounce? Certainly, if it falls from here, it's a dead cat bounce. But for me to put my label on it, for me to say that's the dead cat bounce, man, I would probably be still looking for this 25.3. It's hard to tell. I think right now is one of the worst times to trade leverage. I think it's one of the best times to slowly, if you are a believer in the old Bitcoin, I think it's a great time to slowly accumulate over time. You're getting a huge discount versus last year. I think that's safe to say.
Tom, I'm here. Happy birthday, lover ya, bro.
Dalan-san. Dalan-san, thank you, man. How did you know it was my birthday? There he is. Good to see you around again, Down. You took a little break, guys. Everybody needs to take a break sometimes. But it's good when you come back. We'll be here. Remember, Bitcoin will be here. If you need to take a break, we'll be here. We'll leave the lights on for you. Thank you, Down. Happy birthday. Here's your birthday card. Thank you, Keith. Oh, we did have some subscribers. I guess it just didn't really notify me. Sumar Gupta. Thank you for subscribing. Shivank Srivastava. Subscribed. Kevin R. Boris Fernandez. And Crypto God. What's up, dudes? Thanks for subscribing. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button. It helps the stream grow. Every time you like a live stream or dislike it if you want, I don't care, like or dislike, just hit one of the two. Every time you chat, every time you vote in the poll, every time someone subscribes, these are all engagement. Engagement does make a real difference. The more engagement a stream gets, the more YouTube goes, hey, people are enjoying this, I'll try to show this to more people. So it does make a difference. I appreciate you, everyone doing it. It just costs you one click and it makes a difference. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Joachim Guth. Good to have you as well. Just subscribing. So we're down to the low time frames. Let's take a peek at this hourly. Take a peek at the hour. How's the hour looking? Hour could look worse. Hour could look worse. On short time frames, especially kind of how much we've seen selling over the last 3 or 4 hours. This could look worse. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Obe. A member for 2 months in a row. Well done. Good to have you, man. Good to have you. Thank you, thank you. Hourly money flow holding this low after a higher high. Momentum, we had a higher high. This is a lower high, so you got a little weakness here, but I'm liking kind of the general direction. VWAP is the big question mark. The big question mark. Even a little bit more downside is going to kind of throw a wrench in this, and I think that that really does bolster this value right here. 20,550-ish is our local support. Trading below it is going to kind of tank the 2 hour, and I think it will take some of this bullish, well, some of this potential momentum is going to fade a bit of it if we trade below there. It is nice to see we're about halfway through this hourly. Price is getting bought up a little bit. As we zoom in, hopefully we'll keep seeing signs of that. I'm in a short, and I'm still saying I hope it goes up, right? Betting against myself. That short up 40% now. Doing not so shabby. I have my take profit on the short at basically the previous all-time high, 20K. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. I just placed that. I had a stop and a take profit on this before it filled. And since that happened, actually, I did move the stop loss down into profit. I mean, it's like a super small profit if it gets hit, but I have moved it into profit. So I may move this down, kind of chase price like we did with the last short, and see kind of like how low we can go. How low? All right, back to this. On the 30, what's up, Rocky, Outcrop, Patrick Potente, Renee Hetherington. Great names. Great names. Great to have you guys here. Great to have you. Love you, fam. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to jump into the Discord. After the live stream, we'll do a live airdrop and get some Satoshis just for being in there. 30 minute, not quite as nice as that hourly. A little bit more weakness here, in my opinion. A little more weakness. I don't like those lower highs, but one thing of note is on the 30, momentum for maybe the first time in my memory while we're live, heavily favoring positive momentum. We've seen the opposite be true for like as long as I can remember. Look at how little positive momentum we had during this entire time. That's like all of June. Momentum was very much hanging out down here, and to see it positive, even if it's looking weak, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a good start. MACD showing no signs of chill. Selling momentum only increasing on the 30-minute, has not shown reversal. Little swing rejection on RSI here at the top of this. Yeah, at the top of this rally. Shitter. Just looks like a shitter. 15 kind of ugly. Lower lows. Momentum. Selling and not waning, not ideal. Not ideal. 50-minute RSI is down in the dumps. It is an oversold. And we're going to have some bullish divergence here on our lows. We have a lower low in RSI, but that price has not made a lower low versus what? Back here. That's the open, just under 20K. So we'll lose that bullish divergence on the 15 if we see very powerful selling pushing us below 20K here in the short term. I don't know if that's likely. Might be. 5-minute, not great. Oversold. Let me see a little bit of that selling momentum chilling here, but we're so zoomed in now that it's really not important. Doesn't look good. It looks like we're on the right side of this trade right now. It looks like we're on the right side of this trade. It's unfortunate. At least we're making some monies. We have been so much more successful shorting here than longing. It's sad. I want to long profits. All right, let's look at some other coins like I promised. First, I'm going to set alerts because we got to know what's happening. I'm going to set an alert right here above this hourly high. And let's sandwich it right below the low. So now if price moves outside of this hourly range, we'll know and we can look back. But for now, we're pretty much just chilling. I could, in theory, I could move my stop loss down to here, 21.3. If I was a smarter trader, that's probably what I would do. Let's see. Right, it's right there. I knew it. I knew it'd be right there. It's right there at that 618. That's kind of a, it's going to be a kind of a sketchy stop, as we would typically expect this to go down or to move back to the 618 and then move lower. It's right there. I know if I move it up just a little bit, it'll just sneak up there and then move down. Huh. Actually, what's really interesting is right here. We fell out of what looks like a rising wedge here. Okay. And then to see price fall out, back test that rising wedge and fall, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So I think what that means is instead of looking to stop there, what I should do, not financial advice, this is just what I'm thinking, is I should move my stop even lower. Maybe to like 2,000 or 20,000, hit 2,000, 20,000 something, really, really close to price action. And then if we get that retracement, I could look to reopen at say 21.3. Skip that. That might not be bad. I'll think about it. Let's look at total market cap though. Let's look at total market cap. Let's read in the chat, see what you guys are looking at. 61% of us think we have a lower low coming before we break 25K. Makes sense. 814 votes. Can we get to 1,000 votes? If you haven't voted, vote. It helps. Doesn't look pretty. No, it does not, William. It hasn't. It hasn't been pretty. Unable to accept the invite in Discord. That's weird. Million trillion. That's right, Eco Nally. More money than like exists in the world. Let's see. When I click it, it looks like it works. I don't know. I'm not sure. Once you get in there, turn your DMs off because you will get messaged by scammers, but all you got to do is click that green check mark emoji in the verify room under the main message. That's all you need to do. TP on render. I don't know what render is. This is the trade we got set up right now while I read the chat. Solin Garger. Subarben Gabu. That is a hard one to say. You bought 2 shares of Biddy today. Cool. Glad you liked it. Beto Rupp is constipated. Drink some prune juice. Get some Dr. Pepper, man. So that means it's not. I don't know. Nice BTC parallel channel 1 hour. Yeah, I was looking at it more of like maybe a rising wedge than a parallel channel. I think parallel channel would fit really well here as well. Probably could make that fit better. Huh. It's funny because they both, even like overlapping. Oops. Overlapping, they kind of both look good on top of each other even. Giggity. Giggity, giggity. Here we go, something like that. Can I show that fib again? Which fib? Zoomed in? The zoomed in fib? This is the one we just did. Thanks for your insight. Thank you, Malik Odin. Thank you, my friend. That's all we do, guys. People come in here, Tom's wrong, Tom's stupid. I'm not trying to be, like, I mean, I want to be right, but that's not my aim. My aim is to just share what I'm thinking in my experience. You guys got to figure out what's right. I'm wrong. I'm not right all the time. Don't just blindly follow me. But just me going through my process and my thoughts, hopefully it will help you develop your own sense. That's the whole goal. I don't like that channel. I like this more as a wedge. The frick is Dr. Pepper supposed to help with constipation? It's made of prunes. It's supposed to help you poop. I don't know, man. You tell strangers to follow me. Thank you, Jackie of the Carolinas. I appreciate you. I think we're a good spot for people to find when they're new. Maybe not the easiest to understand, but we do. Wickoff. Wakeif. Could we have a Wakeif? People have been talking about Wickoff again. Back to the whack-off days, man. I mean, we had some very Wyckoff distribution and accumulation patterns. I don't know if we can call this Wyckoff yet. We'd have to see a spring of some kind of them, maybe. Yeah, you'd have to. I really would be hesitant to look for a Wyckoff pattern like on a low time frame. Interesting. I haven't inverted this chart in a bit. When I invert this chart, what I really see, though, is I see a return to this. So that'd be like 28K. I see a return. You had this very big, lots of volume level that was, and this is inverted, so resistance. You broke that resistance with a big pull, giggity. And typically that's kind of how I would see it play out. Actually, you know what's really spooky? I think this has to be a lower low for Wyckoff. I'll have to look at the schematic again. But if you don't, what's actually pretty spooky is you get this, you get your SOS, and then you get like, oh man, you get consolidation above the resistance, and then Wyckoff would say, that means you move to the upside. I hope that doesn't happen. Yikes. Yikes. Oh well. Let's look at total. Total market cap looking like crap as well. That's not good. That's not good. It is weird to me that dominance has been dropping and total market cap has been dropping. I would have expected Bitcoin dominance to go up while total drops. We're in a total different, this is just a different cycle. This cycle is not behaving like the previous. Let's get rid of some of this. Look at how old this chart is. Like looking back there. We're below 1 trillion. That's a pretty brutal psychological environment to be below 1 trillion. We traded up to like 3 trillion market cap. Now we're below 1. That's a big sentiment hit. That's a big hit to sentiment. Let's see what we can see here. Maybe a trip to the quarterly will be good. Really ugly. Wow. Total looks uglier than Bitcoin. That's weird. I would expect total to be more bullish looking. I guess I'd be wrong. RSI a little bit higher on total. Interesting. That's an ugly quarterly, man, but we do have another level here we didn't have, and that's 1.43 trillion. It's going to be resistance on the way up, and we see that from the quarterly closes here. Let's go to the month. Brutal. Brutal selling momentum. Has not slowed down. Fingers crossed for July. Really hope July opens to some strength. Total market cap's RSI on the monthly. Not like Bitcoin. Not at the lowest point ever. We can see back here it was lower. But still very low. RSI is lower than 2018 into 19 when price collapsed on Bitcoin from 6 to 9K. It's implying that this is more oversold than at $3,000. Way more oversold than in the March crash. It's interesting. It has taken a lot of significant selling to push this market down like this. Market Cipher very bearish on the monthly for total. Weekly, same thing. Same setup as Bitcoin though. You have VWAP trending up, but everything else looks like crap. So you have a hope We see a little difference here. I don't believe this was true on Bitcoin. Nope. I was right. Bitcoin on the weekly, selling momentum is still increasing. On total, we do see that it may be, we won't know for 5 days, but it may be waning. We have that dark red candle here instead of the bright red. Yeah, it's a little hopium though. A little hopium. Weekly RSI on total is lower than it's ever been. So on a weekly time frame, this is the most oversold, according to BTC and according to the total crypto market cap, that this has ever been in. Make your own conclusions on that. Let's get down to the day. The daily looking kind of fresh, actually. Kind of fresh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5 days of waning selling momentum here. Very similar pattern of daily candles to BTC. Let's see, market cipher. So what we were looking at on Bitcoin, we actually don't have here on total. That might be a bearish signal. That may be a bearish signal for Bitcoin on the daily that we are going to see this happen. We have a lower low in money flow. We didn't have that on the daily in Bitcoin, and that was kind of our most bullish maybe thing we could find. It's right here. It's very subtle, but the difference is very important. We didn't break the low here on the daily for Bitcoin, but on total market cap we did. So total market cap looking more bearish actually than Bitcoin. That makes sense. Some projects are getting absolutely faded. Total is looking to roll over on MACD, but it's not quite there yet. On the daily, dang. This has been a brutal sell-off, man. Crypto has not been kind to the 2021 class. I don't see anything good yet. Trade's still good. Here we go. Moving back to 20,951. Well, look, I didn't look at SNX yet. I should. 21,000. Man, I'm getting the vibe. I want to stop this out and reopen. Unless it rejects right here. I'm going to leave it go. For now. Look at SNX. I think it was Peter. Promised him. I don't even know if you're still here, brother, but let's take a look at SNX just for you. Macro monthly support, just under $3. It has a real probability of actually closing above. That'd be a pretty bullish close actually for SNX. Pretty wild. We have seen this run a good amount in the last 24, 48 hours, so that might be short-lived. Doesn't really line up well. Okay. Yeah, zoomed into the weekly, you can see that's a really nice candle. You do have I think that looks like kind of a double top, maybe slightly higher high, but it is battling with that previous support level. Back here, you can see that acting as resistance after it broke. That would be what we expect to see. We'll see if the weekly can close or settle above like $3.02. Things are looking pretty good, or at least much better than they are right now for synthetic network. Might look for 4. Could see, even if the market's tanking, you could see this maybe trade up to like 4. Or did it hit this perfectly? I don't know. It's close to the 618 previous support. I don't know if I like that level, but if you get a close above $3, you definitely could see some upside that would still keep it in a downtrend. Does seem to be one of crypto's like favorite things to do, is to be super miserably bearish and then get everyone kind of excited on a bounce and then just get sold off again and continue the pattern. So be very careful. This isn't just SNX. This is everything. Every altcoin is very high risk right now. I wouldn't really be too interested. The only thing I bought some Litecoin like 2 weeks ago. On the day. VWAP's higher on the day. RSI is like kind of shying away from oversold. That's weird. Why does this say this closed? Oh, it closed in 3 hours. Yesterday closed above. So you do have a daily close above $3 on SNX. This could actually be a good setup. If this daily holds, moves back up the next 3 hours, closes, you might get a run up. I don't know. I think that they're just too high risk right now. I definitely wanted to look at SHIB because we did a nice little TA thing here. This is what we have to be weary of. We have a lot of these coins bouncing, but they're bouncing after they've dropped, I don't know, 90%-ish, right? Huge percents. Be very weary. Be very weary. If we are in a prolonged bear period, like most people I think, anything that looks like this is almost certainly a trap. You see it reapproach that descending trend. You'll get some hype going because it's running. Ooh, it had a big day. And then it just rejects off of that bigger downtrend. It might even kind of blip over it, fake everyone out. Be very weary. Don't go chasing the market. Let the market come to you. That's what we were kind of examining here with Shiba was, well, we have a big support zone. Maybe we could look to take a position, play some kind of rally. So far, so good. SHIB actually... SHIB looking interesting. Had quite the fall. I think I still have some of my SHIB that I bought in October. Hey, I think I'm still in profit, technically. Technically. Ooh. What's up, Mimsky? How you doing, Mimsky? Thanks for subscribing. Rashu88, ACDC Automation Inc., Malik Odin, Marcello, Antonio, Elia. I think that's all of them. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Good to have you. If you're out there and you haven't smashed the like, let's get to 420 likes. Can we do that? Are we at 420 likes? We got 750 watching. We got 384 likes. We could do that right now with your help. It is critical we get to 420 likes. We need to keep our 420 license. You can help out by contributing a like. I will be interested, and when I say interested, I'm certainly not going to buy it, but I'll be interested in Shiba if before this monthly closes, if it can trade above 401171. That would be interesting. That would flip the monthly to a green candle. You might see a nice little hammer. It did bounce in. Oh yeah, we had a little trade. It did bounce in our area of support, our zone. It didn't invalidate it. It's moving back up. Weekly bullish engulf at the moment. It's too hard. I can't like be bullish on anything right now. Everything is still very much in like not even dead cat bounce. That's what people were saying earlier. Like, oh, dead cat. Not even dead cat bounce. Like this isn't even a dead cat bounce in my opinion. This is like, I don't know, like just previous support tested as resistance. Like a dead cat bounce in my opinion has to be something that gets people excited. So like a trip back to this descending trend, maybe you wick one day intraday over it and you sell back down, that could be a dead cat bounce. It has to get people to actually think it's going back up. If it doesn't, then it's not really a dead cat bounce. This is my opinion. This is how I see it. Typically, that is like how those work. If people don't get excited about it, it's not really baiting in orders and it's not grabbing liquidity, then it usually isn't the dead cat bounce. I'll leave it at that. Shiba, yeah, like I said, I'm not touching it, but I guess our trade's still good. We set that out a while ago. 5087. Stop at 62. Looking to take profit higher, but probably not super smart. Probably should be looking lower, less greedy. We'll see how that plays. Waves. Waves has had some of the weirdest price action, man. Waves in May of this year, April of this year, hit an all-time high. While the rest of the market was like dumping, Waves hit 64 bucks and now is sold down to almost 360. That is a 94% retracement in just a few weeks. In just a few weeks, it's like 2 months. 81 days. It sold off 94%. This is why. This is a big reason why I've been saying you need to be very careful with alts. Screw that. Because in a very short period of time, whatever alt you have in mind could end up looking like this. With a 95% retracement in under 2 months, or in 2 months. You don't want to get caught holding that bag. If you want to be smart or you want to not get wrecked, consider very small positions. If you have to buy waves, you have to buy sheep for whatever reason, you can't stop yourself. How about just putting 10 bucks in it? See what happens. Just let that 10 bucks sit. If it goes to zero, you lost 10 bucks. If it goes back up, maybe you're sitting on a little pot of money. Limit your downsides right now. If we're in a bear market, you want to be limiting your downside loss. You don't want to be maximizing your upside. Weird. Waves does look like it wants to roll over into negative money flow, but with your momentum waves coming up, kind of consolidating. Your lows coming down, your highs coming up. Money flow is still, just in red. But VWAP looking very suspiciously like it wants to go up. This would be interesting. After a 95% dump, what kind of gas could be left in this tank? I'm not playing this one. I think this is not one I want to play. Back to 22 bucks. I don't have that much faith in it. That would be an interesting play, though. To see something like this happen would be very interesting. I'm not playing it. Waves, though, catching my eye. Definitely catching my eye. I have an alert. I have an alert at 12 bucks. I'm going to move that down. Let's move this down to like 10. My watch says it's time to stand up. Don't tell me what to do, watch. You're not my dad. Happy Father's Day to everyone who wasn't here. I missed it. Hope you guys are having and had a great long weekend if you had one. Enjoy it. Let's look at sell really quick. What's up, Rico S? Check DMs? Sure.
Check DM curious on opinion. Also, Waves is one of those BS algo stablecoin linked coins.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I know that they're throwing some stuff in NYC, so I'll see them. See them soon. I would not touch sell with anyone's money. This is a very interesting chart, though, with these wicks. You really stopped out a lot of leverage positions to the upside and downside. This order book's probably very clear. In between, I don't know, 2 bucks and 20 cents. That's a huge spread. It's a huge spread, especially for something that isn't the biggest market cap. So Rico wants us to look at something that is interesting. So we will, for Rico. And what that is Bitcoin's price versus essentially what the circulating dollar supply. And he wants us to put numbers on this. This is an interesting thing to do. What's cool about it is it makes Bitcoin's chart look very different. And the reason I appreciate that is because there aren't many things that make it look this different. I'm going to be real. So Rico wants us to put lines at 1, 2, and 3. Sure. It's weird. Go do it yourself. Do the homework yourself. Go and divide Bitcoin by anything. And you'll find that most of the time it still looks really similar. It doesn't change much. It's probably just the cyclical nature of markets. You divide it by M1, and it looks very different. Like, extremely different. Unlike really anything. And what's interesting is M1 is such an important metric. There's also M2. So let's make an M2. And I think M2, Rico, you might have to tell us. I think the difference is one like includes savings, one doesn't. It's like, it's a measure of the most liquid assets in the US money supply. So that's cash, checking accounts, travelers' checks, demand deposits, etc. And then M2, I think, is a little less liquid, right? Okay, M2 consists of M1. Consists of M1, but has small denomination time deposits in the amounts less of 100,000. Yeah, right. Okay, so it's just a little bit, it's M1 plus. So I also want to have this up. This is M2. There we go. Screw you, it's not an invalid symbol, you son of a B. You just told me it wasn't. Sorry, everybody. It's taking me time. Why is it saying invalid symbol? Oh, well, we'll go to M1. So Rico's looking at the 1, the 2, and the 3. And I definitely see something interesting here. Definitely see something interesting. It looks like Let's look at this timing. May 2020. That's okay. Weird. Weird. This was the March crash. It rallied into May and actually went lower when you compare it to the M1 money supply. After it hit there, it rallied in a huge way. In a huge, huge way. But it never actually broke back higher than these previous highs. This is weird. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Here was 65K, here was 69K, this was 14K, this was 20K. We see those highs are coming down, and our lows are coming down. But now, where are we? Kind of at that support. It looks like kind of a 1 support. I guess that would imply what? Like 0.5. You can have like a double bottom. Maybe you see lower low. And then you have a really big wedge. I don't know. That's weird. I like how it distorts the chart though. It allows you to think more freshly. Unfortunately, this looks kind of equally bearish to BTC USD. It has been more oversold before though. Dude, it does interact with this 1, 2, 3, doesn't it? Monthly right back above the 1. Huh. Not look much more bullish though. That is weird. Well, looks like every time it has hit 1, it has returned to at least 2. Fell below, went back to 3. Just like every time it hit 2, basically it returned to 3. Huh. I wonder if something like that's in order. Rika, give us your thoughts, brother. What do you think? You probably have been saying in chat, I just didn't read it. OP is garbage, you said. Looking at the BTC price was marginally made from earlier highs. Who bad? Who dat? Who dis? Sunglasses make you look badass? Thank you, Steven R. I don't know if I'm really badass, but I appreciate you. What do I think of Litecoin? I love Litecoin. I like it. I believe in it. Doesn't mean you should or whatever. It's just one that, for a long time, had a big role in the market, and I'm kind of waiting for that to recover. Okay, look at RSR. What's up, Console? I'm looking for Rico. Rico, did you ever follow up, man? Did you ever follow up? I didn't see it. Maybe you did. I'll just message you back. Dodge, please, Marcus. Because you're badass. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Alex S. I like Litecoin for moving money, a reason that I liked it too. There you go. My thoughts are, well, it's interesting because March crash is unique. I agree. I said that. That was my first thought when I opened it was, this is cool because it shows the chart so differently. Like, that's the March crash. This is in May. 2 months later, significantly lower, but price was higher. So what does that say to us? To me, it looks like the M2 supply expanded from the 17th to the 2017-2020. It does look like maybe that supply, again, expanding again. This is very spicy. I like this. I need to do more homework on this chart. I like it. I also like kind of this pattern here. This is starting to look weird. Rarely do you see something that represents Bitcoin that looks so different from everything else. I dig it. 2x M1 overbought. James bought Litecoin at 200. Feel you, brother. Wanted its roll to recover? I haven't. I'll say this, guys. I can't guarantee anything, obviously. I believe in it. I believe that it'll go back. I don't know where, but I believe it'll go up. Doesn't mean you should invest based on that, make your own decisions. But I have not sold any of my Litecoin, and in fact, I bought some 2 weeks ago. So there you go. That's my stance on it. Ooh. Oh, we did. We were looking at this. Looks like price didn't actually exceed 20,951. That's cool. But I think I can use that as a stop now. 951. So let's give it a little bit of room. 20,001. I am worried I'm just going to get sniped out of it though. Also, why won't this work? This should work. Ah. This could be why. Here we go. Not like that we have to use this line. Here we go. Spicy. When we look at M2, so that's M1 with some additional deposits and some other less liquid assets. Kind of spicy here. This is cool, man. BTC M2, look at where this weekly closed. Right here. Wow. Dude, this is awesome. Our high moved us right down to that previous 2017 high. We lost it, back tested it, and fell to 2019's high. That's pretty cool. I'm not really sure what this would suggest. I guess it would suggest, like, if we close weeklies lower without M2 being impacted, because if M2 changes, this will change our chart. But if M2 doesn't change and Bitcoin closes a lower weekly, where do we have support next? Like, those are the majors. Previous highs, those were resistance. Like, here? It's weird. This is, like, cleaner. I honestly, I believe that M1 and M2 have a huge role in this by how clean these charts are. That's weird, man. That's weird. Look at that on M2, BTC M2, perfect double top, perfect. They're the exact same high, 3.23. Double top, back test, fall. There's something here. I need to spend more time looking at this, but there is value for sure in this. I can sense it. Nice. On M2, we still have that higher low on money flow. That's good. Rolling over is good. Lower low. Huh. I'm not sure what to do with this information, but I know it's important. This is a light bulb. You're watching me have a light bulb moment. Nice secret shirt, bro. I got it from the secret guys. I think Tor Bear gave it to me. It's a cool dude. You love Litecoin just like me? Well, that's cool. We are both Litecoin lovers. Litecoin lovers. Please don't love Litecoin. Just like don't like invest in it because I like it. If you like it, go for it. It has been by far my heaviest bag over the last 5 years. There was a year where it was a very big balloon, but it's been a heavy bag. I'm hoping it comes back. There's no guarantees. I haven't lost faith though. I haven't lost hope. I think it's looking pretty good. Speaking of which, let's just talk about it fast. Where'd it go? The LTC BTC pair, which is what I've watched throughout these years. I don't watch the dollar pair as much. Looking solid. Looking solid. What catches my eye is the low here at the moment was on the 13th. So this bottomed out before Bitcoin. Yep, that's not this. This bottomed out before Bitcoin hit its lowest point. Let's double check that. Yep, Bitcoin hit its lowest point on the 18th. Litecoin Bitcoin bottomed out back here with this sell-off. Like Bitcoin kept going lower, but Litecoin, its valuation against Bitcoin reversed meaningfully right there. This is a daily time frame, so it has been climbing since then. We've had some pauses here. This is probably the least attractive it's looked in a bit with a second kind of red daily candle going on, but it's not the end of the world. Because when you look at the bigger time frames, it's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. It's not that big that this pair has never bounced, because we've seen some pretty big bounces that just got sold off, right? But what catches my eye is the shape of this. We have not had this shape, this V kind of capitulation shape, really at all. If you look back at these, none of them were really like this. You see these soft sells into like one big candle, or you see kind of rounding bottoms. This one might be the closest, and you can see that one actually did take it pretty far. But in general, we don't have these big V's. And if we look back to see, well, when was the last time we had kind of this big V shape on LTC BTC? It was back here. It's like 2017. It did sell off again. But if we zoom in, this would be kind of V-shaped. A little bit here. Only maybe once or twice in its history, and that was kind of back when it was bullish. So I'm vibing on it. I like what it's doing. But I am prepared to have my heart broken again. I'm prepared. Oh, nice. Currently onto the monthly even. Bullish engulfed on the monthly. You can see that right here, right now. It has recouped all of the losses it made last month. It was in price discovery to the downside. This was at all-time lows. You have this nice strong wick below. Price got bought up. Now in a bullish engulf if it can hold it for 9 days. I mean, it's looked worse. It's looked worse. We'll see. We'll see. Like when you've broken my heart so many times. It's hard to trust you again, man. It's hard to trust. But whatever. I'm not quitting now. F this space. Yeah, Alchemist, it does feel that way sometimes, man. And that's why I always say, if you gotta take a break, take a break. No shame in taking a break. It's summer. Go have fun. Make sure you're subscribed to us, obviously, so that when you come back, you can find us. But yeah, go have fun. It's the summer. In general, crypto summers tend not to be that spicy. Maybe we'll see a mix up in that this summer. I don't know. Not the most probable bet, though. Ape. I wanted to look at Ape for a second. So far, Ape doing all right. Our little imagined support seems to be holding. Now, $5-ish. Looks, yeah, $5 looks to be acting as resistance. Let's put an alert. That'd be sweet if somehow we just like got this bottom, though. If just like the TA gave us this bottom, not a literal support, but somehow holding up. If it can close above $5, I think it's gonna do a nice little retracement back to this zone. I'm not touching Ape though. I don't see the value. I don't see the value prop. If I got airdropped it, maybe I wouldn't sell it all, but like I don't see the value proposition. I don't understand why people want it. I don't understand why people want Sheeb. I don't understand that. Sell. I don't think anyone ever really wanted it. I think they just were forced to. And look at Zillion. Ooh. Ew. There are so many freaking fake accounts. I'm going to report that. Ape is a scam. That's like kind of the direction I lean as well. Scar Sizzle. Dude, I remember when Coinbase only had ETH and Litecoin. Bro, you're bringing me back. You're bringing me back. Probably part of why I love Litecoin, right? Because at one point it was just Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. That was it. That was it. And at one point it was like, no, they had dollars, but it was, the volume was in like the LTC BTC or ETH BTC pairs, not in the LTC USD or ETH USD. Because we didn't have stable coins back then. Those were the good old days. Life was simpler. There were less decisions to be made. The good days. I close some of these. Did this actually go up more since we looked at it? No. It hit resistance though. Goodbye, Ape. I'll save you. SNX falling back below its target. Total still drooping. Sheeb. Could look worse. Could look worse. Our trade's still alive there though. Whatever, I'm not going to save it. I don't like the way this is moving on me. I don't like the way this is moving on me. We have our lows coming up. We have like a flat top that failed to produce a lower low yet. I think we see some retracement. Do I want to stop this out early and look to reopen it? Or do I want to just ride this? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? It's currently up 34%, but I think that it's going to do something like this. Might not make it all the way up here, but I think it's going to look to do a little bit of retracing. If it moves above 20,950, if it moves above this red line, I think it's going to go higher. Reopen, hold, reopen. Take profit. Could do that. I mean, we're already in profit. We could take profit. I have a feeling it's going to break. Let's give it a little bit of room. Move it down. So at 20, what is that? 21, 60 bucks. Move it down like that. Now we're right at that. This price action's so tight. You could like reopen at 21.3. It's like such a small move. That's 1%. Something like that. I want to make this tighter though. I want to make it tighter, but I don't want to get freaking sniped. We get sniped a lot. I don't want to get sniped. I feel like we almost certainly get sniped if I leave this here. Like 100% chance. It's just like click and then fall. Good news, I can move this down a little then. Good. I feel more comfortable there. Big vector candle. Gala, Doge BTC. You're speaking my language now, Alexander. Doge BTC. I could look at Doge BTC. I don't really want to look at Doge, but I'll look at Doge BTC. If we are in the bear markets of bear markets, if we're in the long crypto winter, you gotta start looking at the BTC pairs. This is all that matters. This is cool. Didn't know I was actually bringing up this chart, but in front of you is by far the best trade I've ever posted publicly. This was like to the patrons at the time. We talked about it in the stream. By far the best trade I've ever done. I doubt I will ever be able to beat this in gain percent in like in anything. This trade was long from 15 sats on Doge BTC. Doge BTC traded up to 1,280 sats. So that is a 8,500% gain bottom to top. What that means is if you had bought one Bitcoin worth of Doge at this entry, and of course you weren't going to sell the top. No one ever sells the top like that. But if you somehow could, if you would have, you would have had you would have had like 100 BTC. I think you would have 85 BTC here, right? That's an 85x, 84x. I don't think I'll ever beat this. I think that like is just going to be the Tom Crown biggest trade of all time, period. But what does catch my eye? What catches my eye here is on the BTC pair, this little bad boy right here, 230 sats. That's been on there for over a year. And the reason it catches my eye, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really into like buying Doge back. I got to sell in such heavy profit. I don't know if I'm really into selling it back. I'm a buyer of Doge under 100. I'll buy under 100 sats if it gets there. But if you look at the macro on this chart, Doge has been traded for a long time. It's an old coin. I think this is on Bittrex alone, 2014. And you can see for most of that time, it was very range bound. It stayed within, it was like 15 to 100 sats over and over and over again. This was kind of like a favorite of traders at the time because it was so cyclical. Like you could just chop trade this. It was like free money, basically. We have on the weekly, when it first started trading here, And we have a test of it on the way up. 231 sats. It broke. Now it's back there. So in my opinion, there is a trade to be made. That trade, obviously, you're going to have to figure out how you would play it yourself. I would look closer to 231 sats. I would look for a stop maybe below 200. Maybe. That might be a little too big. Maybe a little too big of a wiggle room here for some people. But look for a stop, obviously, under this low. I would look for something like this to play out. Again, too expensive for me. Too expensive for me. But you could easily see it. You could easily see this return to 650-ish. You can see this go to 650 and then nuke. Go right back down into Goblin Town. But it is spicy, man. It is a good eye. I guess we had a week to see this. But back testing that major level. Like, it's possible the bottom's in on that. Possible. I don't think that that's a good bet, but it's definitely possible. You fell from it. You tested it as resistance on the way up. You blasted through it. Now you're back down to reality. If that fails, you're looking back down to like 100. That's where I said I'd be much more comfortable looking for a position. Right around here. Look how many tests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spicy chart, man. I'm definitely not looking to enter, but it's not bad. It's a good eye. It's a good catch. Like, it's only been 1 week since it's tested that. I guess I can put an alert here. I think I'm out of alerts, which sucks. I have 400 of them. I need to go through, manually delete them. I'm going to put an alert below 218. I might be interested if we see significant selling. Let's take a peek at Ethereum. Ethereum fell into the void. Fell into the void. What a random place to bounce. If it just randomly bounced at 884, that would be very odd. We do have some local resistance above us at 1200. 1100 again is like the major level we were talking about. We were talking about 1100 up here. We were talking about 1100 way back here, 2021. It would be weird. It would be weird for me not to see this. Like, for Ethereum, it already broke 1100. It closed some kinds of time frames. I wonder if it closed on the weekly. Oh, no. I'll have to take that back. I'll take that back. I was wrong. The weekly did close above 1100. Support may have held. Now, this isn't really a super confidence building bounce on this new weekly. But the fact that it did close above that major support is actually pretty confidence building. That low could be in. Doesn't mean it can't come back down. It is weird to me that it didn't touch this level down here. There's very little traded volume here. But that close above 1100 is pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. After 11 weekly red candles, we could still get 12. We could still get 12, but that is wild, dude. What the hell is this? Look back in crypto and tell me if you've ever seen this. You have not. You have not. Like, even look at, this is what I've been saying about the last cycle versus this cycle. Look at 2018's. 1, 2, 3, 4 reds in a row. That's it. 4 reds in a row. 4 reds in a row. 2, 2, 4. Even in March, only 4. 11 in a row. I don't know, dude. To me, it just feels like the market is trying to look way scarier. And if the market's trying to look scary, I typically take that as a sign that that's the wrong direction. All right. Hourly broke its low. It's got this low candle. Yeah, I think that stop's placed correctly. Such a tight range, though. Makes me very uncomfortable. Not comfortable. Looks like it wants to break, but we're betting 2 things here. We're betting that it breaks, and that not only it breaks, then it goes up significantly. Maybe not significantly, but a good bit higher. 1.6%, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. Watch it do this. Watch it move just back to the 618 and then fall again and shit on my short. Get me wrecked again. I kind of want to move it up. I think I placed that hastily. $266. Will that avoid this? 230. It's too close. It's too close for comfort. Let's look actually at the perp we're looking at. Let's look at the Phemex chart instead of the Coinbase chart, because duh, we're not trading on Coinbase. We're trading on Phemex. Phemex. I don't know how you say it. I say Phemex. Maybe it's Phemex. They've never corrected me. What if I've been just calling them the wrong name the whole time? That'd be embarrassing. All right, 21.4. It's your right back there. Might not get stopped. What I'm seeing is, this looks like a local, at least, reversal. You have a flat top, you have your lows coming up, so you look for it to break to the upside, right? What I'm looking for, though, is this. I'm about to show you. Looking for is this. So this is kind of a complex play. Kind of a complex play. I'm looking for the golden pocket retrace from this whole move. From the entry. Damn, we sniped that entry. From the entry to this lowest point here. Looking for that 618. So that's like 21,283. We haven't been getting these retraces. This is kind of a risky play. But what we're betting... Ooh, nice. Turn around, candle. Get red. Get wrecked. It might just reject here, but this pattern to me looks too good. It looks like it wants to at least move back up here to 2150. So hopefully this 2166, we can avoid that if we have a turnaround there. Ideally for this trade, we want it to just not play out. We want this to just get sold off, which is still possible. What we don't want is to get sniped out of our short for a small profit, not get filled higher, and have its... Ooh, I had a grilled cheese earlier. That burp tastes like grilled cheese. That was weird. Not get refilled and then have price run down. That's what we're trying to avoid here. Screw you. Why can I only have 400 alerts? Also, how do I have 400 alerts? Remove all inactive. Does this actually clear up alerts for me or no? Ha, Phemex. Ha, Phemex. Do we have 420 likes? I didn't look for a while. We got 480. Wow. Low hype. We had a lot of viewers today. Still got like 600. Not a lot of likes today. Not a lot of subscribers today. If you're out there, you haven't liked and subscribed, get on it. Jump in the Discord. Like and subscribe. You know how it is. There we go. There we go. What's up, Minu? Corona 85. Gabrinator. Akash Sharma K-Ball. Alex Nomis. All beautiful people. All beautiful, beautiful people. Okay, I don't think I need Doge BTC at 21 sats anymore. I don't think I need Link at 57, 56. The problem is I have a bunch of alerts for coins like for higher highs that never went off and now are just up there. And I'm too lazy to like go back and find them. I don't even know what UMA is. Crow BTC down. It's already down, bro. BTC at 80K. Probably don't need that one. Audio. Yep, these are all like super high. keep that one. Okay. Moving along. Okay, got rid of some. What I don't like is this, we're seeing it sell off. Look at that, look at that flat price action. That means we're not the only ones looking at this pattern. There's other people looking at this. What I don't like is it's sold off, but it still hasn't hit a lower low. So this higher low pattern is still in play, it's just a little janked. We could see this happening. Start this pattern. But I don't like this. This looks like it wants upside to me. You have support, tested as resistance, tested as resistance, tested as resistance, and each time the market is bringing the lows up. Usually that leads to a break to the upside. So our plan is, if it breaks to the upside, we want to be able to stop our short early, and we want to be able to reopen it. But that is banking on a bunch of things moving the right direction. That might be too much to ask. Our measured moves up here, right around 2126, 2126. So 2124, we're front running it a little bit. That's good. Wow. Super unvolatile. Super unvolatile while we wait for this to happen in suspense. Super suspenseful. Not really, kind of boring. Killing your stream on Natch, brah. What's up, Michael Smart? How you doing, man? Good to see you. ABC, thanks for not hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Sure. Thanks, ABC. What's up, Tony Stark? How you doing, brother? Remy. Dude, been a while, Remy. How you doing? You eat grilled cheese and your burp tastes like tuna fish. That'd be weird. That'd be even weirder. You have a look at Phemex. Mr. Rico. Are we still at all-time highs? On the monthly, it looks so. Stop opening longs, Bitfinex. Stop it. Stop it. Let the bottom be in. Now the week. We haven't seen a new high in this week. That's somewhat breaking of the pattern. Got 5 days though. Very likely that we will see that happen. Alert set. They're just opening. Screw you, Bitfinex. Stop it. Let the bottom be in. Not a lot of change there. Nice. Nice. Break that low. Break the low. Go on down. Hoping to see a break upwards, liquidate the shorts. Well, that's what we're doing. We're short. Come liquidate us. What's up, Melissa? Osthusen. Vape Nash, brah. Vape Nash. Wait, no, what is it? Vape Nash. I don't know how he does that. I love that video, though. Usually goes sideways, probably. Hey, man. Watching at 3 a.m. 10 May. Sawal. Up at 3 a.m. I appreciate it. It's good to have you here. Can I look at Matic? Probably. What about a short on SNX? Short on SNX seems like an overcrowded trade. Been lurking a bunch recently. Good to see you, dude. I remember you. You've been here a long time. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. What do you think of the Bitcoin ETF short that opened today? It's probably good for Bitcoin, to be honest. Look back. Look back to when they started the long ETF. Price has not done so well. Opening the short one. I mean, I don't think it's going to be bearish. I don't think it's going to have a bearish impact. If anything, there's weird dynamics at play. By allowing a short derivative ETF, what institutions can do is they can short, like 1x, they can short contracts, and they can buy spot, and they can be net neutral. And they can collect funding on the short. So it could have a positive impact on spot. In general, I just don't think it's really going to have a big impact overall. If the long derivative ETF was a net negative for the space, and the short should cancel that out. That's my views. What is fear and greed at? That's a good question, actually. I didn't look at it. Didn't look at it in the last 24 hours. We're at 9. This is some of the most extreme fear the crypto market has ever seen, and I'll say that it's probably not only some of the most extreme, it's also one of the longest periods of it. We do have long periods of extreme fear. But this one, man, since April 2022, we've been pretty much in extreme fear. We fell again in May. We fell again in June. It's pretty funny. Extreme. Look at this cluster. Looks actually pretty similar to 2021, but this is lower readings. Why want to let me select that dot? Oh well, I don't care. We're at a 9. Yesterday was a 9. Last week was an 8. We saw a 6. We don't really even need that to tell us anymore, right? It's pretty obvious what the sentiment is. We do have a lower low here on the 1 minute. This is Phemex's chart, so it's not quite as liquid as, say, Coinbase's. So that low might be negligible. See, did it happen on Coinbase? And I was correct, it did not happen on Coinbase. So that was just a little bit of the illiquidity. 5 minutes looking ugly again, though. Our short might not get stopped. It's hard to argue, though. You have that very, very visible flat top. Very visible flat top. Almost want to move that stop back down. I almost want to move the stop back down and then split the short between that 21 and 20, what, 21.2. But I won't do that. It's just not a bullish looking climb. It's not that snapback we were hoping for. It's like very much a channel, very much a wedge, however you want to name it. Either way, an ascending pattern that breaks to the downside. To do with this. I think I want to move the stop back down. I'm being so indecisive today. Screw it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I feel like we're just going to get sniped and it's going to drop. Oh well. That is how it goes. Cutting it so close. So very close. Will Bitcoin go to 21.4? 21.4. That's a pretty good bet that at some point it will, yeah. We'll go to 21.4 right now. By the end of the day. I mean, I'm looking for a retrace. But I don't know if that's in the cards. It was already at 24 or 21.4 today. You had your shot. I like that we have this. Looks like it's building some kind of support here, like the 20K. You have a little order block here. You have a bullish engulfing candle that held price, then price moved to a higher high. I mean, it's building some kind of support. It's hard to trust any support, though. Like, it's hard to trust anything after this. Everything is sus. Like, it is very rough to argue to go long. Oh, there's the sun joining us. That's the sun hitting my green screen. Kind of looks cool, though. Looks like a little piece of graffiti. It's hard to trust anything. Going long is a hard argument. But our next position, which we already have set up, 22.5, daily resistance level from back here. 22.7. A little higher maybe on Phemex. Is that why? Phemex. Nope. I'm going to move you down. 22.7. We'll do 22. There we go. Ah, that's a little too low, isn't it? No, that's not what I meant to do. Crap. What did I just change? This. There we go. That looks a little better. So you can see that we opened. This was not. It's not luck. It's not luck because we placed this days ago. Filled, but we got filled at the top of this daily. That's a sweet freaking short. That was there. We moved our stop down. Actually, I like where that is, right below yesterday's high. I actually kind of like that now. We're looking to stop it out, open up a little higher if it comes. We'll probably stop out at the top of this candle, but then looking to reopen that short at 22.5 to play that resistance test. We'll see how it plays. We're going to have to stop that pretty tight, though, because there's not a lot here. Did not really bounce on the way down. Pretty much just down, so if it makes it back to those prices, it's likely to move that same way, just up. This is just a very risky spot to take any position. Don't try this at home. Don't try it at home. Still in that pattern. This is wildly boring. Wildly boring. What's up, Shook90? Subscribe. Good to have you, my friend. How long have we been live? Probably for a while, eh? E? Oh, booted E. 106 minutes of live content. And our trade has barely changed. We moved the stop. I just accidentally opened up League of Legends, I think. I just heard the noise. Yes, I did. Sorry, League. I'm not playing you right now. Trade Ninja. I don't know about that, but I appreciate you. 61% with over 1,000 votes. Let's close the poll. CME gap all the way down at 9.9K. I mean, some people are still waiting. Some people are still waiting on that. I remember them waiting on that as we ran to 60. Rest in peace. Does not pay to be God, I opened League again. Does not pay to be permanently bearish on Bitcoin. You have to pay to be permanently bearish even. Trying to add you on Discord. That's weird. Stupid League button. I've got to move this because it keeps opening. Okay. Well, it looks like we may not get stopped out. Price is trading extremely sideways since we brought it up. Whales watching again. There you are. This is it. This is what we got going on. That's it. This M2 thing, shout out to Rico. This is the coolest thing we've looked at. I'm going to do a little more homework on this. I'll report back with my findings. This is impacted by the M2 and M1 supply. I'll report back. I don't have any findings right now. Kind of waiting to see how this plays out. Not a lot going on. I'm going to NFT NYC tomorrow. It's going to be a spicy day, so I don't know how many kind of TA updates I'll have for you. Maybe if it goes that way, if I see something, I'll share it. But if not, I'll probably just do some like kind of NFT NYC updates. Show you guys what's going on, what parties I'm at, the funds, the good stuff. Hopefully take our minds off a little bit from the chart. Not a lot going on. Not going on. Make sure you're in Discord, by the way. Make sure you're subscribed and in Discord. Because after the live stream, we're going to do an airdrop. You'll get some free Satoshis just from being in there. You don't have to do anything. You have to do anything. You're so bored of this chart, but it's your addiction. Jules, you're in good company. You're in very good company. I have watched the charts alone with people for years. Your friends are going to think you're weird. They're going to think you're weird. That's for damn sure. But I don't know. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. I wonder how many thousands of hours I've spent on TradingView. I don't want to know. Please play League. Open poll for play League. Open poll for play League. I'll try. I'll play League. Yeah. Nah, everybody will leave. Yeah. There you go. There's a poll. You can vote in it. I don't know if I'll even follow it, but I don't know. If everybody wants to see me play League, I'll play some ARAM. We can still have the chart up. Music is gold, thank you. Have I shorted? We're still short. We've been short since it started. We are actually short since, what, last night? Still short, kind of debating what we want to do with it. ARAM, let's go. Well, you got to get the votes, man. With 68 votes, it's actually pretty tied. I would assume more people would be like, no, I'm here for charts, which is fair. No one's really here for League. Rico's, my thoughts are Bitcoin moves with money supply 1. 2 to 3 is exuberance. Curious of my views. I'll do my homework, man. I'll check it out, see what it looks like. Bitcoin breaking that low. Good. Good. Good for our trade. A little bit lower, and we can't necessarily throw away our ascending low pattern, but a little lower and it gets much less likely. We can say something like this is still going on. If it breaks this like 20.8, I think we're pretty solid. Looking like we're pretty solid here. Bitcoin could be breaking its little pattern. Could be faking us out there. There's going to be so many stops right below 21 now. 2 hours to go till funding. It would be ideal to be able to close out the short before then. I don't know if we'll be so lucky, but it would be ideal. You guys should follow me on Twitter, by the way. If you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. Links in the chat. I post very up-to-date stuff there. A lot of fun posting. I stole that from Wendy O. Fun post. I like the way that sounds. Better than shit post. Fun post. You should join the Discord. You should, you know, all the goodies. All the goodies. I don't know what else to do. Kind of just like waiting on this. We're still short. You're in profit. Our stop is set. Kind of want to move this down. The difference is so minimal, though. When does the Tom Crown NFT drop? Maybe I'll talk to someone in New York about that tomorrow. Why do I not have several buy limits in place in case of a wick? I don't know. I have my take profit in case of a wick, because this is leverage. I have on spot. Spot, I got my orders set. The numbers those are set to would make a grown man cry, but vaping is bad, bro. Today I learned. Don't vape. It's bad for you. You have a long on League. 56% are saying no. There's only 132 votes. If more than 50% say no, we're not playing League. You'll have to tune into the League stream. ARAM, let's go. I like this, though, you guys. I like that you guys are encouraging me. I'm very impressionable. What's my entry price? Can't see full setup. Fair. Yeah, I forget sometimes. That's probably small. 21,644. We sniped it. We have one more sitting, lurking higher, 22.5. This filled last night. I didn't even know until early this morning. And I was like, oh, my short's open and not stopped. We got one more higher up, hoping to see a similar play if and when price gets there. But this was a limit order set a while ago. This was sitting there for a while. finally filled on that little wick. Half luck, half skill. 100% concentrated power of will. The Unicorn Kid. That's a weird name. No's are winning the leagues. No's are women's. We love you. I love you too, Karam. How do you post both a stop loss and a take profit? Well, if you're using Phemex, which is what I'm trading on right now, links in the chat, in the video description above. It's very easy. You make an order. When you make an order, you can set them. Highly encourage you do. But if you don't, when it's open, you just click the TPSL. And what's cool, actually, what I really like about this is this makes it very easy to make correct risk to reward trades, as it has like kind of these defaults. You don't have to use these, but it shows you what your realized profit would be if they hit. I like this. I like the way that's set up. Phemex in general, guys, yes, they are our sponsors, so of course I'm going to say good things about them. They keep the lights on. But in general, I like the platform. I was using it years before they sponsored us. Like it's just a good platform. It's got everything. Spot, derivatives, earn. All kinds of stuff. They have a launch pad too, which I don't really mess in, but I only play ARAM these days. True that. I went through a big thing of fives last year when they did all the items and runestones, rune reworks. And then I got to that point again where I was just like frustrated playing it. If you play League, you know what I'm talking about. Where it just wasn't fun anymore. I was just like me being frustrated. And then I was like, well, screw this. I don't have enough free time to not enjoy it. So I went back to ARAMs. I love ARAMs. They're relaxing. They're relaxing. Yep, this is right here. Looks pretty invalidating of what we were looking for here. This, maybe in the future, we'll look for kind of this flat trading to invalidate it. But the lows came down here. It's no longer this clean setup. So I think our stop's safe. We'll see. Maybe now that I said that, it'll rock it up. Who knows? What am I using? This is 10x. I would not recommend 10x. Really, I think that, to be honest, I think spot is king. I think spot is the smartest trading. I really do. But if you're going to use leverage, I really think people undervalue the 1 to like 3x range. People always want to go 10, 20, 100. You're going to have a lot more success. You're going to be able to weather a bad position a lot better if you're using lower leverage. You're not going to get rich quick. Just put that in your head. You're not going to get rich quick. If you get rich by trading, you're going to do it slowly over time through consistent winning and losing that are going to equal out to greater wins and losses. It's not going to be quick. When people slap on 100x, they think, I'm going to be rich by dinner. No, you're going to lose. You're not going to get rich quick. No one gets rich quick. If it were that easy, everybody would be rich. Take it slow. Slow is by far the more successful approach. Man, people are commenting. There's some weird comments and stuff going on in the last few days. I'm not going to read them out loud. Some weird vibes in the world. The world is in a scary spot, guys. Crypto, honestly, crypto's the least of my worries. Crypto, we could go down, we could crash, and get some spooky numbers. But crypto, at the end of the day, like when all of what's going on globally resolves, crypto will be fine. I have full confidence it will snap back stronger, faster, higher than anything else. But we don't know when that time's going to be. And it is a weird time. With the game that the Fed is playing is a very dangerous one that can go very badly, very quickly. In fact, I think you can argue that it already did. It already has gone badly. Stocks are down worse than their COVID crashes, than their March 2022 crashes. We're in a weird spot, and the Fed doesn't seem to be relenting. And if they continue on this path, they're just going to keep trashing markets. It's not a comfortable spot to be in. It's very uncertain. These times are very uncertain. I think that the things to keep in mind are when markets are down, right now they're down in a way we've never seen before, at least as like a millennial. In our lifetime as adults, we've never seen this. That's opportunity. There is less opportunity the higher markets are. When markets continue to hit all-time highs, opportunity gets smushed. When markets dump, like March 2020, big dumps, big downside moves in markets, that's where opportunity is. People can disagree with me, whatever they want to say, and call me dumb for that. That's reality. Opportunity is definitely equal to blood. JT, Jason Casper, smart guy, great trader. I don't know about them, so I'm not going to comment. There's a lot of misconceptions in trading. So like winning more than you lose. People talk about win rate. There's more elements to a trade than that. You can be losing money and you can be winning 90% of the trades. That happens when your risk to reward isn't calculated right. So, I don't know, when people say they win more than they lose, it comes down to P&L, it comes down to like percents. It doesn't come down to like their win rate. I could make trades that have almost 100% win rate. They're just not what you think they are. Like, and that's not because I'm a genius and no one else can do it or something. It just is your risk to reward. Watch this. This trade has almost 100% win rate. Ready? I'm making a new chart. Watch this. I'm going to show you why win rate in a bubble is a useless metric. Ready? Place the long right here. Right at price, like wherever the hell it is. I'm going to make it, let's see. We'll make it like that. So we have a 1% upside, okay? There we go. This trade has almost 100% win rate. Price have to go down to $1,000 to like hit the stop. And if we want to be that silly with it, we can just keep dragging that down, and we can have it under zero. And we can say, well, it's pretty much impossible for this to happen. And we'll win this trade over and over and over again, right? But we're only winning this sliver. We're only winning a sliver. Every time we win, we're not really gaining much. And all it takes is one time, and I'm not, Bitcoin's like, it's not gonna go to zero, but this is not a reasonable example, really. It's supposed to be exaggerated. All it takes is one time where you lose and you've lost all the wins now you've lost all of those gains, you've given them back up. You're like now hundreds of trades away from breaking even, but you've won almost every trade, right? So what does it matter? You just got to be careful. What's important is win rate and risk to reward. The risk to reward here, 0.01, meaning you have to win like 100 times. No, you have to win so many times. I don't even know, 1,000 for one loss. And basically just do that in your head. Do that in your head, and you can come up with other examples. If your take profit is very small, if your reward, you're green, your take profit is your reward. If your reward is very small and your risk, your stop loss, this red box, is very large, you have to win most of them. And you probably will. You probably will. But when you do lose, this one's a 41% downside to a 3% upside, you'd have to win more, like 15 in a row just to make up for it. Risk to reward is, without risk to reward, hearing about people's trading is just irrelevant. It just doesn't matter what they say. Like, I win 100%, 99% of my trades. Cool. Is your risk to reward like 0.01? I'm not gonna go into the whole thing. I'm already kind of tired. Already kind of spent. Let's see. This is weird price action, man. I'm surprised it hasn't come to snipe us, to be honest. How long did it take me to learn? I don't know. I've been streaming for 3 years, and I was probably like a lot of you out there, obsessed with charts, obsessed with like TA, obsessed with trading, long before I knew really much about it. So I had probably like 3 years before that where I was just learning like the vocab, learning, I don't know, just the basics. And honestly, I would say I don't think I really was a good trader until maybe a year or two ago. So I'd say it took me at least 3 years, if not more, to just kind of get my sea legs in trading. It used to seem very random to me, and now it doesn't seem very random to me. It seems very organized. It's a long journey. It's a lifetime journey. That's how I see it. It's not like you learn to do it. You're just on a journey towards it your whole life. You never really get there. You just get closer. George Gadwick, exactly. If you win 1,000 times in a row, but one loss wipes out all of you, it just wipes you out, then what does it matter? Because you've won 1,000, you lost one, your win rate's 99.9, right? But that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant to is bragging about winning 99% until you lose, and then you're cooked. Well, it looks like 61% of us don't want me to play League. Fair enough. If we play League, maybe I'll make like a League stream someday that's like, you guys know it's going to be League. It's not charting. Fair enough, though. People come here for the charting. They'll come here for the League. And I'm not good enough at League for people to come watch anyway. Crown still learn and get wrecked. Exactly, Joe. I get wrecked. The biggest... Johnny, thank you, man. I got this from Tor Bear himself. I like this shirt. I like it. Sorry if your comment got me heated up. I don't know. Dude, I've been on for like 2 hours. I'm probably just rambling. I get wrecked a lot. The trick is you just got to manage your wrecked. You got to know what you're risking. League is LOL coin. They should. I can't believe Riot hasn't gotten into NFTs. If Riot Games got into NFTs, it would blow NFTs up. And if they incorporated NFTs into League, I would buy. It would be the first NFT I would buy. Not financial advice, but I would invest personally. Riot, anything they touch turns to gold, dude. They are masters of art. They're masters of cinema. They're masters of gameplay. They're masters of mechanics, like game mechanics. I would be in. Just saying. Not financial advice. Doesn't mean you should. But I'd be in. I've never really bought an NFT, if you guys don't know. Not really an NFT guy. I like my coins. I don't like giving up my coins. I'd rather have my coins than my pictures, than my unamused monkey pictures. Looking like Huey from The Boys. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Sorry. Huey Campbell. I'll take it. Uh-oh. No! No. Get away. Get away. Oh, no. Here we go. I was about to be like, we'll be done. We're about to get stopped. Son of a bee. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Did we avoid it? That looks pretty good. No follow through. Damn, that was close. Looks like we got kind of this ascending trend maybe defended us. I don't know. Actually, no. Why would I think anything different? Right to the 618, baby. That was originally where we were going to put our stop. We were talking about it in this live stream. Originally, that's where we're going to put our stop. But I said no, because we typically expect that 618 retrace. If we put our stop there, what's going to happen? We're going to drop, we're going to hit it, and then we're going to fall again. So we moved it up just a little bit. To the T. To the T, we avoided that. I'm still nervous. I still think it's going to get stopped. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we're getting stopped in some solid profit. This position's up like 30% even right here. I think it'll stop us to like 25. But I don't want to close this short. What we were really hoping would happen is it would hit our stop and then it would fill higher. That might be off the table here with this lower high. Nice 618 though. Boom. Boom, 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 right there. Classy. The harder this gets sold off, the better I'm going to feel about this short. That came so close. Let's see what the high was. 21.50. We had 21.66. Then 16 bucks. That's less than 0.1%. We were so close to getting stopped. And you can see if we had that a little lower, if we had that at the 618, we would have gotten stopped and the price would have moved back down. That's exactly what I was worried about happening. The question is are we going to find support at these previous highs right here? That's what I'm a little worried about. If we find support here, then we'll likely move back up to the test, to that, likely move back up, and likely see higher, and likely then get stopped out. We had support here originally, then resistance, then resistance, then resistance, and we broke it. So to find support there would have been essentially turning what was resistance to support. So we're looking for it to trade below 20,926. Right now it's looking kind of likely. We are on the 1 minute though, so don't get excited. Nothing really there. No, son of a bitch. It's coming for me. I can feel it in my bones. All right. I love how it finally gets exciting 2 hours in. Never bet against Bitcoin. True. True. You can hedge against Bitcoin, but to bet against it long term, that's more balls than I got. Long term, man, that's a bad bet. Well, will we get stopped out? Won't we get stopped out? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But we had a nice little call here. We did see a return to our 618. Our short is being threatened. But honestly, guys, I'm tired. I'm going to New York tomorrow, so check out our sponsors, Phemex, Market Cipher. Use promo code CROWN for Market Cipher for a discount. Phemex, you can use my link. If you make a deposit, there's up to $4,100 or $4,500 deposit bonus. Check out their terms. I don't know them off the top of my head. But use my link. It helps me out. And they're top tier exchange. I personally have used them for years. Same with Market Cipher. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. I'm out, guys. I'm tired. It's hot. I'll be in New York. Keep your eyes peeled for updates tomorrow. They'll probably not be market related unless it gets hella spicy. I don't know. I'll stream on my phone from New York. But I love you guys. Thanks for following. Our short might be good. We'll find out. Cheers. See you soon.